Alright, hey, what's going on, Freedom Earth? I'm gonna try to block my mic out because I'm near water and shit. But anyway, alright, so we're gonna talk about how I made my first $1,000 on Instagram. Alright, so and how I'm gonna help you make the same amount. If not more, make the same amount of money. I made at least about to be $9,000 on Instagram so far. So, you know, yeah, no, it's probably about like 6, 7, maybe 8,000 or some shit like that. Somewhere above 5,000. So, but I'm gonna start off with this. I saw this guy, I forgot his name on Instagram, but he said some real shit that I want to tell y'all. Like, it's sort of some real shit. When stuff happens in your life, and then I'm gonna tie this into how I made $1,000. When stuff happens in your life, look at that beauty. Yes, look at that. Yes, I receive it from the universe. Traveling. Yes, I receive it from the universe. Anyway, when stuff happens in your life and you ignore it, like for instance, like let's say you got an abusive relationship, like I was, right? I knew, not I thought. Like, I don't do what I think and shit. I knew a couple years before, like, yo, I'm supposed to leave this shit. This shit not gonna work for me. And I need to move on with my life. And I did it. And I said, you know what? I know, right? Facts. Yes. Goals in life. But anyway, I knew when my gut told me, not my brain, but my gut told me, yo, it's time to leave this shit. It's time to move on. It's time to do your own thing. And I believed the story of I wasn't good enough, I wasn't ready. Not even I wasn't good enough, but more importantly, I wasn't ready. And it was the worst mistake I've ever made in my life. It's one of my biggest regrets. Even though I tried to my best not to live by regrets, but if I was to regret, that's my regret. Not listening to my gut for those past 5 years. And my gut always lets me know when something's not gonna work. And when I got into that abusive relationship and it was like not working out and not working out, I always thought this is gonna get better, and it didn't. And recently, I had a very, I would say, an old close friend of mine. She's no longer a close friend of mine. Basically, I gave her access to my Lyft account, but I didn't give her permission. Usually, she calls me, say, "Hey, can I use your Lyft app?" And I said, I didn't know. That's the crazy part. I didn't know till it charged my account. Then when I said, wait, why? I was on the phone because I thought like, yo, $8 just came into my account, and then I dealt with that Aries shit. I never checked the details, and then shit not important to me. I'm learning to get better at that to my Chirons and Virgo. But anyway, I double checked and I said, whoa, wait, what? $8 came out my account. She not knowing that I needed that money, and I thought to myself, and I came back and I said, yo, how did $8 come out of my account? I don't even have the Lyft app on my phone. And I called that friend of mine, and I said, yo, I wanted to yell. When I say I wanted to be so ratchet, like I wanted to bark at her, but I was like, no, don't do that. That's not nice. I mean, that's not kind of you. Don't do that. So I said, did you use my account? And then I had to ask her more than once, and then she said, yeah, but I used my card. And she didn't say no, but she said, yeah, I used my card. And then when I she said, yeah, I used my card. And I said, but if you used your card, why would it charge my PayPal account? And then first of all, and then second of all, why would you use my account without letting me know? And then she ended up saying, I'm sorry, and I'm sorry, and is that it? And I said, is that it? Now, of course, I'm not asking to be a beggar and be like, oh, please have mercy on my soul, and have mercy on my soul and spare me, your my God. But like sound a little bit more remorseful that you use somebody else's money without permission, kind of like stealing in a sort. Um, you know what I'm saying? Like not kind of necessarily. If I didn't know you, that's what it would be, stealing. And and when she got off the phone with me, I said, "Oh, that's what we doing?" And I wanted to get upset, and I was upset. I called 2 friends, and I was like, "Yo, is that possible? Like, is that like?" I had to reaffirm because sometimes my brain, because I don't want to be all. I'm very logical, so I don't want to be like going wild and shit and saying some wild shit and getting crazy and all that shit like I could be doing sometimes, and shit could get crazy. So if they reaffirmed for me that, yo, that's not cool. So I was like, alright, I already blocked the number and all that. I blocked the number before I called these 2 individuals because that shit was not okay with me. And I said, the only reason why I said that is because of 2 things. Nothing is about behavior, it's about habit. So because this individual does not speak to me, she does not call me in my situation, she does not check up on me, she does not nothing. And that she did that, I said, you got to go. And I said I blocked her on social media, and I'm done with her. Because if you didn't have, quote unquote, the title of quote unquote best friend, you'd be an enemy. You somebody I blocked, be done with, never speak to again. Like nothing, like no remorse. And if you spoke to me in person, I said, yo, you stole from me. I don't care how much it was, I don't care what you think, you stole from me, I'm done with you. Peace. And I had to treat it that way because like this young man reminded me again, the abuse starts small. The abuse starts, in my words, nonchalant. And if I would have just waved that off my chest and let her back into my life, and like Ajna says, I had to be conditionally releasing, and I had to forgive her because not only could she not pay me back for that money taken, but I also had to forgive myself because I gave her access to the account and I didn't double check. And I also had to say it's not about habit, behavior is about habit. Because if she could do it once, she could do it twice. And I had to let her go and be done with her. And she called me, I think that day or the next day or something like that. Her number is blocked. I want nothing to do with her. And I had to learn for myself that because I listen to my intuition, that could be a huge blessing coming my way because I don't allow that into my life. Because I had to learn over the last 2 to 5 years that you are what you allow. And if you allow that shit in your life, I'm not saying people gotta be perfect, but if you allow certain shit in your life, it will keep happening. And I always told one of my wealthy friends, I will never make it okay for somebody to steal from me. I will never make it okay for somebody to abuse me again. I will never make it okay for somebody to do that to me ever again. And that's a no bueno for me. And how that ties into making my first $1,000 is my first $1,000 was intuitive and grind. If I did not listen to my intuition, I would have said, "Oh, that doesn't work." I wouldn't have came this far. I wouldn't have blossomed as quickly. Even though it's not as much as I would like, but it's a lot further than. Sorry, I'm feeling the rain. It's about to rain. It's a lot further than what I if I didn't listen to myself. And I tell how you make your first $1,000 online is relationships. The first is relationship, building relationships online. If you have no email list, and I just learned a powerful technique that I'm gonna share with you in a minute on relationship that can really help you blossom. B, grind, persistence, persistence and patience, meaning you have to do it every single day, and or do it a great amount. Whoa, that's gonna get crazy really fast. Let me wrap this up real quick. And you have to be patient. You may not make a sale till like 30 days from now. And one of the things that you may have to do is be grateful for that. I know that sounds crazy, but if you make $1,000 in one sale 30 days from now, and you just grind it for 30 days, and let's say you quit the 29th day, you said this doesn't work, you might miss out. You might miss out because you quit on the 29th day when that 30th day was your oh, that's gonna get crazy. Because you quit on the 29th day, right? And a lot of times I made sales because I showed up one more day. I made sales because I showed up in my business one more time, and that was my $500 day, my $1,000 day, my $300 day, etc., because I constantly affirmed it and I showed up one more time. You feel what I'm saying? And the powerful trick that I learned from Danielle, Leslie is her name, is build a relationship with it. And this is how I made my first $1,400 a month. Build a relationship with a influencer, get on their platform, and build the content, and tell them that whatever you make from their audience, they get a 50-50. That's like the short version of what she said. And I've done that before in a very intuitive way by building a relationship with the influencer. Getting on her platform, but really buying her bootcamp, really. Getting on her platform, saying I do Instagram, and people came with basically card in hand. And I got on the phone, I didn't have a script, I didn't have nothing, I just, do what I do. And, look at that, look at the universe just affirming. I received the traveling. Anyway, it's about to rain? Hey, anyway, and then I got on a platform and I made my first $1,400 a month. Now I want to make that in a week and maybe add a zero, which is 14,000, right? Which wouldn't be hard for me because I had the testimonies, etc., etc. And I was about to believe in finding the influencer. So your first $1,000 doesn't have to come from another influencer, but by yourself. What I tell people is either two things: and obsessively building out content and an email list, which is not necessarily 100% true on building your first $1,000, or I would say the way even Danielle said it, the easiest way to make your first $1,000 online is building relationships. And the faster you do that, the faster you make money. The faster you could even. The number one trip I've ever learned was. Oh, that's about to get crazy. Get on the phone with somebody. Hold up, let me take my shit out, cause I'm not fucking my shit. But hold on. It's about to get crazy, this motherfucker. Hold on. Not today, Satan. You're not doing it. What you mean? All right, hold up. Let me take my shit on. Hold up. Pull over this motherfucker. All right. Anyway, alright. Yeah, so basically, universe always looking out for a little nigga. Anyway, but on a serious note, yeah, so basically, it's not bad. Sorry. So basically, how I made my first $1,000 online was just building relationships. And I still do it. I still DM people every day. I still DM people every day. And don't be surprised. Just because you're putting out, until you build a massive email list, I don't know another way of making money online, to be real true. Besides, like what Danielle said, and besides DMing people, and building out content, getting people on that email list. But even, I just recently got, 20 people on my email list in like 3 days. And basically, I did that all from DM. So I don't know. Content works, but I gotta get better at that personally. But I just got like 20 people on my DM. They said yes. I said okay. I sent them the link, and that's it. You know, they watched the free training, and I'm just really patiently. I wouldn't say waiting, but I gotta follow up with them. But like getting to that point where like I follow up with them, which I'm about to do in a couple minutes. I did this live, and really like close that $400 or $500 deal. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, building relationships is the number one key to building to especially if you don't got no content, you don't got no following like I do. And my following is not that serious, believe it or not, 10,000 or not. And the moment you are able to excite somebody, get on the phone with them, even close them, call them, text them something, you're able to make that $1,000. You feel what I'm saying? At that $100, that $40, whatever case may be. But sometimes the funnel isn't enough. So yeah, I would definitely advise you find out to get on a strategy session with me, or find out how you can get your first 1,000 views on this story by clicking the link below, and that's bit.ly/1K views on this story. And like I said, A, listen to your intuition, listen to your gut. B, be patient and be persistent. Show up every day, and you may not know. You may make that $1,000 in 30 days. I know it sounds crazy. You may make 30. I mean, you may make. I don't know. You may make $3,000 in 30 days, $4,000 in 30 days, $5,000 or more in 30 days. So because you didn't quit, you made it happen. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely advise. And C, last but not least, build relationships, be patient, and you know, be persistent. And you know, last but not least, I would just tell you to build out your content, build out your email list, build out your content. Be consistent. Last but not least, be consistent. And the reason why I say be consistent is because you be consistent because you never. When I say you never know who's watching for real. Because I've made so much money because I was consistent. Not because persistent and patience counts too, but because I showed up every day. I was consistent. I was aggressive every day, more than the average. So yeah, persistence, patience, consistency, and building relationships. Those are the 4 ways to make your first $1,000 online. And you know, if you really want to build your Instagram, you can go to the link below. That's bit.ly/1K views on Insta story. Again, that's 1K views. Bit.ly/1K views, the link below. And you know, we get you started immediately, man. I want to help you make your first $5 grand in the next 60 to 90 days. Feel me? I really be making that happen though. It's crazy. Yeah. Peace.